So I'm just thinking how I should do this. So those are slopes. These are blocks. And that's a block. Then I got another diagonal and another diagonal. So there. And this should be the end point of that wall. And then that should continue this way. And this will go over to, I have a diagonal, and a diagonal. Is it 3 or 4 diagonals? It's 3 diagonals, and then it becomes a straight. 3 diagonals, and then this one becomes straight. Right? Am I doing this right here? 3 diagonals, and then it becomes straight. Yep, that's right. Okay, and now at the diagonal corner where it becomes a straight, how long does it go? So this is the diagonal and the straight. It's 3, then it becomes the next one. So this is a normal port access. Here, and then goes a shovel, and then there. Alright. So this is about the size of the next facility. However, I need to make it taller to make it so that those trees will definitely grow. Because this one is going to have a hard time in here. Plus, I think these buttons aren't helping. But I'm not going to try to figure it out. I'm going to do my job. Which, it's failing me right now. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. 3 shovels. Sounds good to me. Bunch of landscaping to be done. I mean, if I want to actually live out here and actually succeed at my job, especially considering the long time of night, I need to have another facility added to this place. So this is a necessity. If I don't build this right now, then in, I guess, a month from now, that will come to bite me. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to have that as a problem. So let's see here. It's 3. Is the third one that became the diagonal, though? The third one became the diagonal, so it should actually be here. It's 1 down. Okay, so there, and then this should be the port. Then diagonal 2. Then becomes part of this one. So this should be my base right here. Pretty much. Does it seem correct? It seems off here somehow. Somehow I seem to be wrong. Okay. I think I might have... but then there's the outside, you're right. That's a good point, too, is that there's an outside wall that I'm not considering. Because it's not only... Because I was working off the floor. That's the correct floor pattern. However, there's an exterior made of slopes, and then an exterior wall protecting that. Oh, dear. It's hard work. Just eat some carrots out in the vacuum of space. No, come here. Okay. So, I mean, this is pretty good. Will this fit what I need it to fit? I don't know. This might not be large enough. I suppose I could play it a bit differently, too. I could also make, like another one down that way or something. I need to make I'm going to make this into a complex of sorts, you know? Like, it's going to be extensive in some degrees. Like, I'll be going out this way more and some more that way and make a small town of sorts. So I don't know if it has to be that crazy, but this most likely will not fit to quite the degree of trees that I wanted it to. Well, there's 3, so there's a center point, so here, and then I could make a checker pattern. And then these 3x3 areas should grow. The only issue with that is that if they all grow, because the thing is, there's wood or leaves, and the leaf ratio in this would be bad. And if I put it over 1, then actually I might have just enough space to expand it a little bit further, so I can have them like here, space here, space here. And that would be efficient because then they'd only overlap 1 block wise, which only happens if I'm not paying attention, so that's not too bad. Kind of missed playing Minecraft as a recording, just because it's kind of nice in its own little way. It's a bit harder to talk during it, though. I mean, especially without Avon. I kind of miss Avon being around. I'm not very good at conversation, especially on my own. I mean, I don't mind talking to myself about ideas or anything like that, but it's not really very reasonable. Plus, I have to filter a little bit more for the internet. Because you can't just throw out raw ideas. That's just, you know, people will just look at you like you're Hitler. If you express a political view, people will hate you. If you don't, they'll hate you. There's really no winning with the internet. Oh dear. That might explain why the wall might be off. Because that's the walkway, which means that this is the floor, and that this is the diagonal, 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 and then this becomes the floor walkway. So this should be the end. And that looks correct. Okay, that's why. Thank goodness I solved that problem. But then that also means these walkways shouldn't be 3 exactly, should they? I don't know. How wide is it after the first floor section? So the diagonals, but there's 2 diagonals here and 1 there. So floor 1, 1, 1. That's part of this floor, isn't it? It's hard to get your head around it sometimes. So 2, and then here's another 2, and then a 1. So that should be correct. So 2, 1, and then 3, because it's the walkway. Then there should be a 2, a 1, a 2, a 3, so this needs to go over. And this becomes the next part. And this is a 2. And this would be a 1. And then here would be a 2. Something's off. This is why you don't want to try to copy someone else's build. Because you will not end up where you're supposed to be. It's okay. I'll just try to build as best as I can. That's not correct. Okay, so this would be slants. So this is base. That's base. Still got some slopes. So that's a slope. That's a slope. And that's correct. But then this one's a secret slope. Then this is a slant. Secret. And then a slant here. And there. I need to build another pickaxe. I should have used a wooden one for most of this. I am running out of time. It's not good. Alright. Okay, so we got the wall here. Okay, that's part of the reason why it's a bit odd. It's because of this wall section that I've been not thinking about. So it's actually not a 3, it's a 5 that I should be thinking of it as. So like that. Okay. And then it's a 1, 2, 3, 4 diagonal, and then another 5. So this is a 5, goes to here. Then one there. This should be a diagonal, so this is 2, 3, 4 here. And then that 4 becomes a 5? Once I get this down the first time, though, it should be much easier with me. Because then I'll just kind of have it memorized. Okay. So yeah, in between there's a 3, okay. Between the 3, and then this would be the 2, so this is not. This would be a 2. I think. It'd be nice if I knew what I was doing. I don't. So is that right? So slant, 1, 2. No, not really. So yeah, okay. So it's 2 there, 1, 2, 3, and then the wall. 2 here. This is further back too, isn't it? I'm so inept. So 2 there. Go 1, 2, 3. Why does it feel like I'm still messing something up? Oh, because it's not 3, it's 2. Isn't it? No, it's 3. And then this is what I'm doing wrong. This has to be included. Because this is that. Pretty much. See, because the thing is, one of these is inset and the other one's not. Because that's a walkway, and then this is a window, and then there's a walkway. I don't know why I'm doing this so weirdly. I could just measure the interior and just not worry about it. Because it's 5, 1, 2, and then another 5. Sometimes I overcomplicate it. Oh. So that's 5. There. To there. Then we go 2 diagonal. And then this is a 5 here. Two diagonal. 5 here. 2 diagonal. I think part of the reason why I'm being so weird about this is also because I'm a little bit on the tired side, just because I spent a long time debugging this darn thing to get it all set to go. There we go. So that should be correct. And yet, somehow it doesn't feel correct. But it should be, because it makes the most sense. Because it's 5 for that window, and then it's 5 for this, which would be a window as well, because the window's in front of it in all cases. So this is the ground floor. That's for sure. Alright, well, let's dig it out, and I'll put down the floorboards, and we'll sort it out after that. I just had to measure it from the weird slopes, didn't I? There's a double wall of slopes, too, so it's kind of hard to keep in mind that I shouldn't be, adding one or subtracting one from some spot or something like that, you know? I don't know what I'm doing with that. And really, it should be just surrounded by slopes. So the slope should be pretty good, pretty easy to assume here. Okay. God, this takes a lot of wood. And I plan to just take it all back after I'm done and convert this. I really don't want a wooden station, I really don't. But I need to do something so that I can function at night. Was it 2? I guess it is always 2. No, this is the, okay, so... Why? Okay, so those are the slopes. This is the black line. The wall. The glass. Okay. I really wish I had the hammer. I wish the hammer wasn't so expensive. It's cheaper to build the blocks than it is to manipulate them. It's a little bit sad. I might leave this open to spiders because really don't have to be that defensive. I get the feeling I've moved this back further than I should have. It's the wall. That's the wall. No, that seems about right. Oh yeah, it's the double wall. I keep forgetting, so that's why it's like this. Okay. The double wall. Because it's like one here, then double, 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 one. It's kind of weird. Alright, so... trying to think how I should... Oh, look at that. Automatically switches. Good. Makes my life easier. Those ones don't. Haven't. Didn't. I might be able to inspire them. Inspire them to change their ways. No! It might be more difficult than I thought. Okay. So like that. Then this side is like this. Then this. No, that's wrong. This is inverted here. Then here. And there. There we go. So that's what it should look like. Okay. Good. Good. I question if I should just leave it like that or not. Because, like, half the space is buried, so... It's kind of questionable whether or not I should be so picky about it. Because I would be. Normally. Okay. Seal the place up. Make it too high. Which would protect against most things, except for the fact that, the land is exactly level with this. So it's not very effective at keeping monsters out. But I can fix that for the most part. I should go chop down the trees, because those can grow back while I... Oh, Jesus! Forgot all about air. No, I didn't want to do that. There we go. Okay. No, trees. Actually, I made the the furnace is done now too, so I should be able to get my my iron now and make shears. And because I have shears, and I got plenty of moon turf now, I can grind that down for something. I don't know what. I'm sure it's not useful. But now I can just come out through here and knock that off. Need to get up there. Pretty much just completely obliterate the shears. It's for a good cause, though. If I can get enough dirt, I can actually start getting some production underway to something useful. And it's not like shears are useful for much else than shearing leaves and wool. It's not like I'm going to go around collecting flowers, after all. And it's gone. How many saplings did I get? Not enough. I don't know if I should go around and crook this or not. I mean, I can. Oh dear. Not quite sure who's behind it. Wasn't those. It's not that. Not that. Okay. It's none of these. I'm not sure what's happening right now. Okay, then. See, it's things like that that not allowing cheat mode is not acceptable. Like, everyone disables cheat mode because they're just so afraid of it. If I want to ruin the game experience, that's my prerogative. I can do whatever the hell I want. So there's a fresh meteor, but it hasn't destroyed the world. Now, it could be because I turned off mob griefing, because it could be considered as a mob, quote-unquote. Because, I mean, we all know it's not, but its actions are a little bit similar to that of one. It's like a creeper randomly just, like, walking to a location and then just deciding, you know what? I'm ending it now. And then just blowing up. I just, like, imagine watching, like, random small groups of creepers just wander off into the middle of nowhere. And then just, one by one, random explosions in their direction. And it's just like, oh my god, they're all dead. It's like some form of The Happening.